And hello, welcome back. It's been a while, so let's just jump straight into it without talking about any fantasy changes or anything. And yeah, let's do what we actually want to know. So, the first one comes into mind is obviously which teams have actually the best chances to advance straight away without playing extra games or whatever, just like going straight to the grand final and securing the spot. Um, if we look at the groups, what can we see? EG, they just carrying on the traditions from the previous seasons and uh, being completely trash. That's what we can expect from them. NIP with the Hampus returning. What can we actually expect? I wouldn't say we can expect like plenty of things and just them being really, really good. Complexity on the other side, a Leech edition, and everyone else is just staying in there. And well, I didn't like a Leech in Liquid, and I doubt something is gonna change in Complexity. Maybe the first event gonna be some sort of honeymoon, but I really doubt that. So if we look at the Group A, what are the best chances of the outcomes? Well, obviously, Vitality winning the first game against TG, probably 2-0. Maybe Flame's gonna shine. Maybe he's gonna do something interesting, but it's gonna be best of three. And judging by their Twitter, by the Vitality Twitter, they're all in a good mood. They enjoying themselves and they had some great time. And I believe it's probably gonna be one of the crucial factors of the entire thing for them. So first game, Vitality. Second game, what can we expect from Hattrick, Res, Conflict, and the rest of the gang? Um, Simply by looking at the prices of the players and seeing that Hampus is 153k, it's insta lock. Because what are we gonna see? First game against Complexity. Great opponent to get some sort of a warm up, maybe get like 1.1 rating overall. Then the second game is going to be upper final against Vitality for NIP, where most likely they're going to lose. However, there is still a chance, right? So if they lose that one, they drop him back to the consolidation final, where once again they're going to meet EG or Complexity, which again brings us to another 1.1 rating, maybe even better, because he's going to play already a couple of games, and maybe Hampo's going to be even stronger than before. So if they win consolidation final, they're going back to group final with playing Vitality again. And overall, for 151k, for 153k, we can expect the worst case scenario negative 5 to 10 points, which if we look at the player like Zaivu, can easily just get us over 200 points, right? And if we combine these two, then 190 points for two players is a pretty decent result, right? So overall, uh, for me, this is insta-lock. Just Zaivu, I don't see what can potentially stop him, right? Unless him being lazy or whatever. But I didn't catch any of these vibes previously. So now, Group B, the one of the most disgusting groups, I would say, because we're gonna see Heroic after a break playing straight away against Big with Mantu. It's just doesn't feel right. Then Navi playing Astralis. What can we expect from Astralis lineup? Who is going to be calling? Is it going to be Blameff returning to IGL role? Is it going to be Star, Borb? What's going on over there? So until we actually see them playing, I cannot pick any of these players or even suggest picking one. Like you can obviously go full yellow and just go for something like this with the uh where is where is Navi? Here we go. Simple for 214k, then picking Mantu for 178, then go and picking device for 270 or 227. Then you have another option with OC, and yeah, you're still left with 180k, which you can obviously grab Hampus, right? And happy days, you can grab another player for 228k, which is surprise, surprise. No, none of them Brokey or Monosy, right? You can go full yellow just with this type of lineup. However, you're gonna have three players from the same group, which is not really the best result. But this is yellow lineup, right? And with the current changes that HLTV added to the fantasy, well, might not be the worst, right? So once again, heroic look like clear favorites over here, but once again, anything can happen over here, and we have no idea how Navi gonna look with the new lineup, what we can expect from Astralis. Even big, even big can upset, right? So I'd avoid players from this group, like unless you are a really hardcore believer of heroic, then yeah, feel free and just go on. But in general, if I had to put some sort of prediction, it's gonna be heroic. Then Navi, just based on firepower, should go through over here. Then heroic versus Navi. Again, best of three. Maybe the honeymoon period for Navi, and maybe they're gonna manage to take down heroic only because there will be no pressure and no expectations from them. So then Navi maybe gonna go to group final, and over there, obviously heroic gonna win the group final. Because like once, yeah, you can catch them up, you can catch them off guard, but the second time, I don't think you're gonna fall for it. So group final, heroic against Navi most likely again, right? So if you really want to pick any of these players, then probably picking simple for that price is not the worst outcome. Also, bit is 180, sorry, 190k. IM is worth exactly the same price as simple, which is kind of weird. Uh, Alexi for 167, fair price, I'd say. GL 202k with his rating, and with the first game against Astralis, where device is going to be a huge problem for them. However, if Alexi manages to find the gaps where device is not going to be present, then well, anything can happen. Now, the most interesting group is Group C. OG, obviously, I don't expect anything from them. Uh, I'll be excited to watch what uh, what they can offer. However, OG next 174k. Next is worth more than Hampus. Is just it's just ridiculous. None of them played for so long, and here we come. Next 174k. I have no idea what HLTV was thinking about this one, but is what it is. So Nexa will be picked exactly 0 times unless someone trolls. Um, so first game phase against OG. I don't think we have any doubts that phase should have an easy walk here. G2 against Liquid. Obviously, Monacy looks like potentially top two player for this whole year, right? Because Zaivo, without doubt, is most likely top one. And Monacy, if he manages to maintain his rating, he can actually go for the top two, unless Shiro walks in and just does something crazy, especially with all those rumors and apparently kind of confirmed lineup that Cloud9 gonna have. But we're talking about G2 right now, and That's going to be interesting of how Yekenda will be able to utilize his new players. And I believe they will have a W in this group, but this W going to be in a lower final versus OG, right? We potentially will be able to see what kind of game plan Liquid going to try to follow. But in the first game against G2, I don't see how Liquid can win the game. So FaZe against G2, the upper final, and this one, I'd say FaZe after having rest, most likely gonna win this one, and FaZe gonna advance to the group final. And G2 gonna go down to consolidation final and meet Liquid once again, and then most likely gonna beat them once again. And FaZe gonna be playing G2 in a group final as well. So for me, that's what's important. And out of these teams, my prediction for the group winners is Vitality, Heroic, and FaZe. Um, what can we see after that is single elimination bracket where the worst plays the worst, and yeah, this is just ridiculous. And at the end of the day, what we potentially can see is the second of Group A, which most likely going to be NIP, will be playing the Group B third place, which most likely going to be Astralis. So Astralis is going to play NIP, and we're going to see. Oh, sorry. Group B winner and Group A fourth place. Yeah, the fourth place of Group C, OG. Group B third place. Yeah, this is a little bit confusing. So Group B third place is going to be Astralis. Group C fourth place is going to be OG. OG versus Astralis. Obviously, Astralis should be taking this one, and then they will be playing Group A second place, which is NIP. Well, not really the best games we're gonna see in there. And then Group B second place, which potentially is gonna be Navi, gonna be facing Group A fourth, which is most likely EG, playing against Group C third. Group C third, in my eyes, is Liquid, and well, Liquid potentially can be playing Navi, right? In a best of three over here in round two. And then Group C second, which most likely going to be G2, going to be facing Group B fourth, which is Big, and Group A third, which is Complexity. So it's going to be most likely Big versus who was it? Who was I saying? Big versus G2. These are my predictions, and well, let's do my insta locks. So Hampos, easy peasy pick. Then obviously Zaivu. Apex was in a good mood, so I believe he might be a good pick over here. And even though he might be a good pick, something just doesn't feel right in picking him. Um, Now Flames or Magisk, just to double up because I don't see any difficulties for Vitality in this group. Um, Probably Magisk, just because I have more faith in the guy. Then obviously I I cannot resist of not picking Face Clan, and 167k is exactly the amount of money that I need to be failing again. But okay, never mind. So what am I expecting over here with this type of lineup? All right, I already said about Hampus. Not really expecting a lot from him, but staying in around 0 to plus 10, minus 10 points is more than enough for me. Zaivo on the other side, I'm expecting 200 points from him. Majisk, maybe the best option is just around 100 points. Brokey, I hope he's going to be doing great. On the other side, if you not feeling like you wanna pick Brokey or something like that, then Brops is a great option, and Kerrigan, well, Kerrigan, that's going to be another great game where Faye's going to play G2, and both of them going to be just just horrible, both Hooksy and Kerrigan. So this is the lineup I am going to pick. However, uh, I wanted to have a look on potentially the lineup mm, with drops, rain, um, and 420k left. Uh, Jabi, and we can pick any one of them, which is not really going to change a lot. But Shush recently was performing better. If we go for this type of a team, then what can we expect here? Unfortunately, we don't have an OPA, but with the OPA rule being triggered a bit harder apparently this season, um, it's not really a necessity anymore because you don't really go for the easy points anymore, and this type of lineup would actually be a decent one as well. On the other side, in case if anyone feels really gambling and wants to give it a shot, then we can go for this type of lineup. Here we go. Is this worth it? If you really believe in Navi, then I'd recommend you to probably try this one. If you feel like Vitality is still gonna have it, then probably picking two new players is not the best one, but going for the Apex and Spinks together, not the worst outcome. And if you really want to pick someone else instead of JL, right, you can. Hampus is really great over here, and maybe IM is a good option as well. So in this case, you even can try to find a replacement for Apex in some other players, let's say like Patsy, right? But on the other side, I'm not really expecting a lot from Patsy. So Hampus is really great for this fantasy, and he's bringing a lot of depth into team building over here. And yeah, with all this said, I will be picking Zaivu, and I'll be picking Magisk, Brokey, and Kerrigan. Most likely, this is gonna cost me a lot, but is what it is, and that's what I'm gonna go with. In terms of roles, Zaivu nowadays has to be a multi-frag because you never know what he's gonna be picking. Is he gonna play op or is he gonna play the rifle? You never know. In terms of Magisk, uh, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be doing really good in the group, so I'm gonna get him as a leader, and I don't expect them to drop him up. Maybe against an IP, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. Main op on Brokey, no problem. Eco-friendly, so SMGs and Kerrigan is basically the same thing. And Hampus as a supportive player, well, what else can we expect from Hampus in it, right? Entry, he's not going to be entering. He has aggressive players in the team, so attacker, no point. Star Hunter, definitely not him. So there aren't many options for him. In terms of boosters, well, what can we expect in terms of boosters? Zaivu, most likely going to be doing great, right? Cannon Fighter survive less than 7 rounds on the map. Well, that's Kerrigan all day long. Hampus, just support. Yeah? Um, player makes 3 SMG kills on the map. Again, it's like it feels like someone is really trying to boost Kerrigan stats in fantasy. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I'll see you at the next one. Have fun.